Hello there. We're now in day 3 and we're in Matthew chapter 3. And John is introduced as a voice crying out in the desert. And people come from all over, all the towns and cities to listen to him. And they come to a dry place, an arid place, a hot place, an uncomfortable place. They don't come to a centrally heated, wonderful arena. They come in discomfort because everyone wants to hear an authentic voice. And he is an authentic voice. He doesn't just echo what others say. He doesn't just echo the culture around him. He comes counterculturally because he's been immersed in the presence of God while he's been in the desert. He's listened to God's voice and he has something authentic to say. And that always attracts people. And my question to you and to me and to him is, are you a voice or are you just an echo of the world around you? Have you got something to say that people will come a long way to listen to?
And one of the things that jumped out at me as I read this passage is the story of the baptism of Jesus and the way in which that mirrors the flood that happens in the Old Testament. Not all of us are doing the whole Bible in a year, but you're probably familiar with the story of the flood. And what happens in the flood is the waters wash away effectively the sin and the brokenness and the selfishness of the world by killing everybody. And at the baptism of Jesus, what's happening is John says there's no way you should be baptized because you haven't sinned. And Jesus says, no, let it be done to fulfill all righteousness. And what he's doing there is that's a picture of what he's going to do when he dies on the cross. He takes all of the sin of the world on the cross and he is effectively wiped out so that we never have to be. He's wiped out on our behalf. And so when Jesus goes under the water of baptism, it's as if he's taking all of my sin, all of my selfishness and my lying and my pride on himself, and he's being baptized almost on my behalf. And when he comes up out of the water, I love it. It's the Spirit that descends on him. And how does the Spirit descend? What form does the Spirit take? Of any kind of form the Spirit could have taken, the Spirit takes the form of a dove. And what does that remind us of? It reminds us of what happened in Genesis when the waters receded. The dove comes to symbolize the peace and that God has dealt with a broken and a hurting world. And so the Spirit descends as a dove in this picture to symbolize, again, that through Jesus, peace is going to be brought and God is going to deal with the sin in the world.
Yep.
There we go.